All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call to order the Commissioners' meeting for Tuesday, July 9th, 2024, it being 1 p.m. I'd please ask that you join me in a moment of silent reflection. If you please join me to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
There are two participants joining us via phone, but my phone connection just shut off, so I have their phone numbers and we'll join them back in the meeting shortly.
Okay, executive session announcement.
There was one session held on July 3rd at around 9:30 a.m. with the three commissioners to interview one person for one open position at the county.
I move for the approval of Board of Commissioners meetings on 7/2/24. I'll second the motion. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Public comment.
I just ask that when you go through the agenda at some point, you address how you're going to, the plans you're going to make to replace the chief clerk. You know, if there's anything, I didn't see anything on tomorrow's salary board agenda. And the other item is that if you are intent on about abolishing the liaison system of working with your departments, then at the beginning of the year, you did a resolution that assigned departments to each of the commissioners. So I was wondering, are you going to take action to abolish that and discuss the idea if you're intent on following through with that procedure?
Okay, any other public comment? Hearing none, Commissioner comment.
Thank you. Last week, we said goodbye to another member of our team. Nicole Heminger served as Assistant County Administrator before being promoted to Chief Clerk by Commissioners Tomasetti, Erb, and Beam when Helen Schmidt retired at the end of 2019. As Chief Clerk, Nicole took her responsibility to protect the county seriously. In addition to serving as Chief Clerk, she represented the county as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Pennsylvania County's Risk Pool, which is our liability insurance provider. Nicole won multiple statewide awards for risk management during her tenure as Chief Clerk and was instrumental in reducing liability and cost for the taxpayers. I believe her termination is a loss for the county as a whole, and I will be voting against it. Given the publicity that this action has already received, I am compelled to state unequivocally on the record that I am concerned with the direction and attitude of my fellow board members toward our tenured employees and the lack of understanding they demonstrate regarding leadership, management, and governance. Our employees are our largest asset and are essential to keeping us informed on matters of county business. No three individual people alone can do the work to run this county without help. Our staff can gather information and present it to the board so that we can make educated and well-reasoned decisions. Instead of utilizing our staff to their full potential, the other commissioners have decided to cut experienced staff out of communications and ignore the wealth of experience, historical knowledge, and valuable advice they could be supplying. I believe that continuing down this path will lead to further instability and decreased efficiency in the provision of services to the public, and that we are risking opening the county up to liability.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I believe that our current board is on a path to create additional efficiencies
and positive goals for the county as a whole. We are looking to create a new culture for the county and for the county employees as well. And I ask that you all assist us and help us with this lofty goal. Thank you very much.
I would agree that the loss of Nicole Heminger, her knowledge of the county is a loss, and it was certainly something that was taken into leadership and the decision that was made to do that. However, as I sat in front of you, I've managed personally over 500 employees. I've also managed tactical teams, so I'm quite aware of what leadership is and what it looks like and the impact it has. This board, I'm proud to say, as commissioners, are more involved. We're more involved in the decision-making. I will remind everyone that we were elected by the people. We serve the people. And the other thing is that we are in the midst of changing culture. I've worked here before as a deputy sheriff, and ever since my time here working as a deputy sheriff and throughout my campaigning, what I've heard from former employees and current employees is the need for a change of culture. So I think we are making the right steps. We are doing the right things. It's painful. We understand that. And it's going to be a change. I'm also very grateful that we have great people in our own midst, in our own office. I would like to thank Allison, who's proudly stepped up to be the interim county administrator. I'd like to thank Lindsay Dempsey, who's a finance director, who's stepped up to be the acting chief clerk during this time. And I'd also like to thank Lori, who's also done the same thing. We realize when making this decision, it would not be an easy decision. It's not a decision that we take lightly. We understand that we affect a family, we affect people, but we're in a position to make those hard decisions, and we're not going to back away from those hard decisions. If this is the decision is to make this county move forward, then that's what we're going to do. Thank you. If you could please run us through your consent agenda.
Sure. Today's consent agenda for your consideration is resolution number 326. It's the payment of the following 5 warrant lists as outlined in item A. The ratification of the following 4 warrant lists is outlined in item B. 2024 budget transfer in item C, followed by terminations, resignations, and employments in items D, E, and F respectively.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
I am an aye, except for item D, and with an abstention to a payment to Thomas and Chandra Dindor.
Staff reports and special business, CYF.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a request approval for fiscal year 24-25 for the Child Accounting and Profile System Provider Agreement, which is our CAPS program, and HIPAA Business Associate Agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Avanco International in the amount of $41,838.32.
I'll make a motion to approve the Accounting and Profile System Provider Agreement, CAPS, and the HIPAA Business Association Agreement between the County of Blair and the Avanco International Incorporated. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Okay. My second one is a request for approval for fiscal year 24-25 APGAR's upgrade and maintenance to the Child Accounting and Profile System CAPS agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Avanco International, CAPS in the amount of $4,162.68.
I'll make a motion to approve the APGAR's upgrade and maintenance of the Child Accounting and Profile System between the County of Blair and the Avanco International Incorporated. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye.
The next one is our request approval for fiscal year 24-25 consulting service addendum to the Child Accounting and Profile System Application Service Provider Agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Evenco International, Inc. for consulting time invoice at the hourly rate listed below.
I'll make a motion to approve the consulting services between the County of Blair and the Evenco International in the hourly rates as listed. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
The next one is a request approval for fiscal year 23-24 renewal purchase of service agreement and HIPAA Business Associate Agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and City Mission Livingstone.
I'll make a motion to approve the renewal purchase of service agreement and HIPAA Business Associate Agreement between the County of Blair and the City Mission Livingstones Incorporated. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye.
The next one is a request approval for amendment number 1 to the fiscal year 24-25 agreement for payment of legal services between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Ashley Passarello, Esquire, attorney of Gabriel Law Offices, to amend the language in the training requirement section. That is to incorporate the VRA, which is the voluntary resolution requirement by OCYF. And it's a specific training covered under CWRC, which is 3 hours long. All other terms and conditions of the existing agreement remain the same.
I'll make a motion to approve Amendment 1 for payment of legal services between Passarello, Esquire, attorney of Grable Law
Grable.
Offices, to amend the language in the training requirements section. May I have a second?
Second.
Just a quick, this was brought up last Commissioners meeting, right? We were just waiting on signatures, or there was some change to the language.
I honestly don't
think-
know. I think there was a
That's-
change.
Yeah.
The CAPS ones were the ones
It
that
was
had the
CAPS.
incorrect signatures.
Sure, yes.
The VRA
Okay.
is something where we had been trying to keep on track with getting the contracts in, but didn't have that language yet. So those ones are just adding, and I think Mindy said there were only a few left.
There's only a few less. So the VRA is a agreement with OCYF and the federal government in terms of non-discrimination for individuals that struggle with substance use disorder. So anyone who has a deciding factor on a case involving CYF has to take the, I think it's called the Individuals with Special Disability Training through CWRC this year and then again next year.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And the last one is request.
Wait, we have to vote on
Oh,
that.
sorry.
That's all right.
Go
I know
ahead.
you're anxious. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you.
Yep. And the last one is requesting approval of amendment number 1 to the fiscal year 24-25 agreement for payment of legal services between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, Matthew Dombrowski, Esquire, Attorney Law Offices of Lucas A. Cowler, to amend the language in the training requirement, which is the VRA section, and all other terms and conditions of the existing agreement remain the same.
I'll make a motion to approve Amendment 1, again with the County of Blair and the Matthew Dombrowski Esquire Attorney of Law Offices of Lucas A. Keller LLC to amend the language of the training requirements. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Southern Allegheny Service Management Group. Good afternoon.
I'm Carol Hartman, I'm the Director of Finance for Southern Allegheny Service Management Group. We are requesting approval of 2 24-25 renewal contracts, one for Mary Ann Joyce Beislein, who is a court-appointed guardian, and one for Denise Vanacore, who is a psychiatric nurse practitioner who delivers services, behavior services for people we support that have extreme mental illness.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of service agreement for intellectual disabilities between the County of Blair, Mary Ann Joyce Beislein, and Denise Vanacore?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, for the period July 1, 2024 through and including June 30th, 2025. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public Works, Paul. Who, by the way, always sits in the back of the room,
He's getting his steps.
getting his steps.
It's a grand entrance.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
We received 2 bids this morning on 2 projects, County Road 105 and Bridge 69. The first one requesting approval to accept the bids received for the County Road 105, 105A rehab project for the review and award or rejection according to the county code thereafter. We have received, 4 bids. Apparently, the low bid was from HRI Inc., and that amount was $2,304 even.
And that one was for County Road?
That was for 105 and 105A, County Road, yes.
So I'll make a motion to approve to accept the bids for the County Road 105 and 105A rehabilitation project for review and award or rejection according to the county code thereafter. May I have a second?
Second.
Comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Okay, the second one, requesting approval to accept the bids received for the County Bridge 69 replacement project for review, award, or rejection according to the county code thereafter. We have received 6 bids, and the parent low bid was Charles J. Merlo, Inc., at $1,262,000 even.
I'll make a motion to approve to accept the bids received for County Bridge 69 replacement and for award or rejection according to the county code thereafter. May I have a second?
Second.
I just have one question for you. I mean, not really a question, I guess, maybe just a comment. I was down there present for both of these, and it was nice to see that there seemed to be a lot of interest in both of the projects.
Yes.
So,
Especially this late in the season.
yeah, and want to thank Keller Engineer for
Yes.
taking the steps that they did to make this move forward and all they've done. So, any other comments or questions?
I'm very happy to see
Yes.
this going forward. We've all been working hard on this the last
Yes.
couple of years.
All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Emergency Services, Sue.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Requesting approval of Exhibit A as an addendum to the existing multi-county agreement between the County of Blair on behalf of the Department of Emergency Services 911 and RBA Professional Services for the Regional Computer CAD Support System for the periods of August 31st, 2024 through August 30th, 2025, and the total fixed fee amount of $38,903.21.
I'll make a motion to approve Exhibit A between the Department of Emergency Services 911 and RBA Professional Data Services for the CAD support for August 31st, 2024 through and including August 30th, 2025. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Yep. Is there any old business?
Nope.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Next Board of Commissioners meeting will be held Tuesday, July 16th at 1 p.m. Thank you.